Laser Body Solutions offers advanced and revolutionary non-invasive cosmetic treatments, including tattoo removal. Dr. Jeffrey Gold was recently on the show talking about laser tattoo removal. Because this is such a popular subject, we asked him to come back with one of his patients. She's here today, Courtney McCarroll. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Courtney, before we get to your story, Dr. Gold, we have you on for laser vision correction a lot.
Right.
How did you get into tattoo removal?
It's an interesting situation. Ophthalmologists were the first group of docs who got involved with laser therapy 30, 40 years ago. And so I've grown up with the entire laser industry.
That's true.
And I'm very much into non-invasive things from the cosmetic side. And a few years ago, I became aware that laser tattoo removal was becoming popular. And so I investigated it and I jumped in.
Is there a lot of tattoo regret out there?
About 20% of the population have tattoos, and of them, 30% regret them for various reasons.
Okay, Courtney, tell us your story.
I got my tattoo when I was 26 years old as sort of my last little bout of being a wild child. But then I decided that it bothered me enough that I wanted to get it off because I wasn't happy with the way that the artist had rendered it. And I saw Dr. Gold on CT Style, actually, and I checked him out, and I've been really happy ever since.
So, Doctor, talk to me about the process.
I think we have a graphic that shows how laser tattoo removal works. Basically, the reason that you still see a tattoo is because the ink particles are larger than the scavenger cells can ingest. And the picture sort of looks like Pac-Man, and I think that gets the idea across. If the ink particles are too big, the macrophages in our body cannot ingest the particles. So we apply laser energy, the particles of ink, some of them with each treatment break down into small enough pieces that the macrophages can ingest them. And that process goes on for 8 weeks.
Okay.
So we don't do a treatment for another 8 weeks after the first treatment, and then depending on how many treatments are appropriate in order to get the tattoo to the point that the patient is happy, that determines the number.
Now, is there a good type of tattoo that can be removed, or are there different colors that make a difference?
The darker the color, the easier it is to remove, although, as I'll show with the laser in a little while, there are 2 different heads to the laser, and one of the heads will remove the dark reds, purples, blues, and blacks, and the other head uses a shorter wavelength and will help with the paler colors, the blues and the greens and the browns and the oranges.
Got it. All right, let's take a look at, Courtney, your original tattoo. And then we've definitely made some progress. What is it exactly?
It's the cover of the Clash album, London Calling, so it's that picture of the guy slamming his guitar down, and I decided to get it on.
All right, there's the stages here, right? Dr.
Well,
Gold is kind of getting lighter along the way.
Right, you can see in the upper 2 pictures, they're just different angles of the tattoo. I'm sorry, in the left upper and lower picture are the 2 angles of the tattoo. And you can see just before her 5th treatment on the right how much fade we've gotten. And when we look at her arm, you'll see that we've actually gotten a little bit more since the 5th treatment a few weeks ago.
And Courtney, let me ask you, does it hurt? Is it painful?
Everybody always asks me that. Comparatively to when I first got it, no, it doesn't hurt. They put a numbing cream on for about a half hour before the actual procedure. And I mean, my last treatment I was actually reading a book while the nurse was doing
so you got used to it, right?
my arm. So
roll your sleeve up a little bit so we
sure.
can see exactly how we're doing here. So, Doctor, I'm assuming you need a couple more treatments?
Well, her estimate was for 10 treatments.
Okay.
And that's about average. There are 2 doctors named Kirby and Desai who a number of years ago came up with a protocol that allows us to estimate the number of treatments within about 80% accuracy. So if the figures which are dependent on the patient's skin type, the location of the tattoo, the amount of ink, whether there's any scarring or any tattoo on top of tattoo, all of those figure into the calculations. And I estimated for Courtney, I think, about 10 treatments.
Yep.
And that means we should be done in anywhere from 8 to 12 treatments, given the 80% accuracy.
Great. And we should mention this is the equipment that
this is the equipment
you're using.
And both the patient and the doctor and any observer in the room wears laser protective glasses because this type of laser energy, which is YAG laser, can damage the eye if the laser is aimed directly into the eye, which of course we're not going to do intentionally.
Sure.
However, so once I get her in position, her area is completely numbed with very strong anesthetic gel. And then after we're both wearing glasses and the anesthetic gel has had a good 30 minutes to do its job, then I aim the laser and pull the trigger, and the laser pulses, individual pulses, covering the entire tattoo. And how long does each treatment take with you?
20 minutes at
Yeah.
the most.
That's
Yeah.
We're working on some where the treatment takes 5 minutes. We're working on some others, like this one gentleman who has a full sleeve, and he doesn't like one part of it. So he wants it lightened up just so he can have it redone. And
Well, I
that's
guess that's an option for you, right?
That's his thing. But with him, it takes us about an hour per treatment.
It does. Well, I'm assuming the different colors, would that
It's
have
more
something to
the
do with it?
density of the ink,
Density,
and how. In Courtney's case, the ink is kind of spread out. There's some bare places in between. But if the ink is completely dense, then we have to meticulously apply laser pulses to the entire thing.
Okay, we have a couple more examples. Let's pull them up on the screen, and Doctor, you could explain what we're looking at.
In this montage, in the 3 upper pictures, those are the tattoos before treatment, and in the lower picture, you can see the 2 on the left are almost completely removed,
Right.
and the one on the right is still undergoing treatment. And I think we have another similar picture to show.
All right, I think actually that might be it for
Okay.
this, but you could obviously tell the progress you make, and,
Oh, the progress is
and
amazing.
quickly at that.
Right.
Doctor, talk to us about the special offer you have for us.
First, I want to mention the only risk of doing this is a burn.
Okay.
And because the laser generates heat, once the ink particles absorb the laser energy, the only risk is being burned. And so far, we've only had 1 burn, and it's healing very nicely.
Okay.
The special offer is anybody who mentions Connecticut Style, when they call us up, will receive 50% off their first treatment. And the consults, the initial consult, is always free.
Very good. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here, and good luck with the
Thank
last
you.
couple of procedures there. All right, to learn more about laser tattoo removal, you can contact Dr. Jeffrey Gold at Laser Body Solutions to 2440, let's try that again, 2440 Whitney Ave in Hamden, 203-281-5737. Of course, all the information's right there on your screen.